Andreas Giorgio here for MMA Plus post-event at Tanko FC3. Now with the former Cage Warriors featherweight champion Alex Englund, SBG South Shields. Your man Adam Proctor fought tonight, and he got the victory of Ant Davis as well.
Yeah, Adam was really good tonight. It was composed, mature performance for a kid who's 21-year-old. It's good.
Yeah, he's 21, and it's unbelievable because I remember speaking before the Aaron Khalid fight as well and saying it's crazy to think that he was on that stage already, that Cage Warriors Wales stage, because you've been talking about him for such a long time.
Yeah, Adam turned pro just 2 weeks after his 19th birthday. It was meant to be before. He had a few opponents pull out and stuff. But the kid's been good. He was good as an amateur. He never really got... I wouldn't say he's not a popular kid, but he has like a small circle of friends. So he never gets the hype that some people get who are a little bit more active on social media and that type of thing. One of the a few people who sing his praises, and that's because I spend every day in the gym with him, and I know how good he is, and I know how hard he works. There's not a 21-year-old in the country who works as hard as him. He has a full-time job, and he's in the gym every night, balancing that with having a relationship. He works 40-odd hours a week, and he's in the gym 3 hours a day still. There's pros who, I know pros who don't even work, who are full-time pros and don't put them hours in. And he's putting that in. His mum still makes his salads and takes him to work, for him to take to work, but he sacrifices. I don't think he even thinks it's a sacrifice. I think it's just a lifestyle to him, but he's the most dedicated individual I know. He's more dedicated than I ever was. I was on with everything I was doing. He makes me feel bad about what I do.
You know, you two have such a close relationship, and anybody who follows you on social media will be able to see that and to see how, Adam's grown with SBG South Shields. He's grown with you. Does that connection, being more than just, coach and training partner, coach and mixed martial artist, does that make it a little bit harder for you when it's Adam's time to fight?
Yeah, it does. I think I'm able to maintain some professionalism, but there's a lot of emotion involved. He's like my closest friend. He's been with me when I fought. He was in my corner when I fought Narimani and won the Cage Warriors belt, because I wouldn't fight and let him down. He was there almost as like the whip, that if at any point I was to break or do something stupid, I think, what am I doing in here? I could know he's there and know that if I did anything like that, I ever quit, I ever broke, or just panicked, that he might copy that, or that might reflect on him one day. So I always had to be almost, because at the time I didn't really have a set coach, a full-time coach who'd been with us the whole time, or I was getting a lot of help from Peter Irvin, who did a great job, but I needed that, and I was coaching myself, and that was my incentive, to be someone he wanted to look up to. And he was in my corner for a few fights, and then after the Rafael Diaz fight, I had a really, really tough weight cut. Most people wouldn't realize, and it was a conversation then that I knew I was going to step up to a higher level at some point, and I need a full-time coach. And I've always been close with Carl. When I fought Artem Lobov, I got changed as quick as I can and Saul fought John Maguire, and I didn't watch Saul fight John Maguire. Yeah. I watched Carl corner Saul, because one part of my brain was always thinking, you can do this till you're 32 or 33. What are you going to do after that? And I wanted to be the best coach in the UK, and apparently, potentially, or whatever the word was, I'm one of the best coaches. I am one of the best coaches in the UK whilst having a full-time fighting career. I am better than coaches who coach full-time. But I watched Carl then. I actually spoke to Carl maybe 8 years ago. I'd met him once at a show. He told us to come down to train. I turned up. He gave us a key to his house when I thought I was going to have to go and book a hotel. Yeah. Let us stay in his house for the week, and I trained. I considered moving down there. I was going to sign up to Manchester Uni, do a bullshit course, like some Mickey Mouse course, just to live in Manchester and train with Carl back then. I don't ever regret that decision because I am who I am because of the life I lived. But when I needed that, I needed someone. It was only Carl.
Yeah.
You know, like I could even go to America and I would still pick Carl over any gym. There's something about him and something always clicked. And I went down there. I don't know, floated off subject, but yeah.
Yeah. Carl Tanswell number 1, Alexander number 2.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You know, just kind of watching every time that Adam fights, and I know how difficult the Aaron Khalid fight was on Cage Warriors, because that fight everyone was looking at it's like it's going to be his coming out party. It really was. It was on a big stage against a very, very good opponent in Aaron, and it just didn't seem to go his way.
Yeah. That fight, it was hard to take. Things didn't go right in the fight. A lot of stuff went right. The first round was a 10-8 round. There was a 20-year-old kid fighting on BT Sports, and he won a 10-8 round. If I was brutally honest with him straight after, he should have hurt him. He should have been beating him up. He should have made him go into the corner thinking, I just took a beating, not, I survived. And that changed the dynamic. I think it's important to make sure, that comes with maturity. You know, like, there was, when I fought Nad, there was a point where I was fighting for the neck, and I just bailed on it, and I put it on him, and I tried to hurt him, and he went to the corner hurt. I really think if that round had been a little bit longer, I would have finished him with strikes. He was hurt, and I knew he was hurt. And that was maturity. And Adam's 21, and do I expect him to have maturity? No. Is he more mature than most 21-year-olds? Yes. That'll come in time. Today, he was very composed. And Davis, his record's nowhere near as good as his skill set and the danger he possesses to you. So it was a risky fight. We actually couldn't get anything else. I got offered one other fight, which was against a Slovakian guy whose records didn't make sense. So that was the only fight, and we took it. It was good to have Montango, a lot of SPG Manchester's and the other affiliates. I think it was a clean sweep night bar Julio, who was robbed. That was a blatant bad decision, and everybody else won. It's a big community now across the UK, and it's really cool to be part of that. But the Aaron Khalid fight, it is what it is. The result was in. There's no more concern. He's not carrying a 0, which everyone would want to take. Is he going to lose fights in the future? Yes. Anyone who thinks they're never going to lose is deluded. Okay, you fight and you're putting yourself in a situation where you can always lose, and losing's the most realistic thing possible. That's why you prepare. And if you do everything you should have done, and you work as hard as you can, and you lose, it was meant to happen. You did everything you can. You're only going to ever regret defeats if you didn't do everything, or you were lazy, or you slipped up. If you did your best and it wasn't good enough, then just get better. And I think it was a case of that. Now he's in the gym. He's certainly more aggressive. He's hands down one of the best guys in the gym. I had some health issues at the time of training for that fight. I'm the only person who can put it on him. We have guys who are good and give him good spars, but he needs me there to push him that little bit further. This time when I was away, I went away for over Christmas with my girlfriend, and Adam travelled down to train with Matt Inman and get some rounds with Matt. And we're going to do that more often. We're going to get spars with Matt because there is not a better welterweight in the country than Matt Inman right now.
Matt Inman's certainly fantastic. I'll agree there.
Without a doubt, the next Cage Warriors welterweight champion.
We'll see next week. He's fighting Carl Armasu, which is a great main event on Cage Warriors 80. I do want to ask you one thing, because I really do appreciate your analysis. I think you're fantastic with it. One man you've fought before, and the guy that you defeated to win that Cage Warriors belt, Nad Narimani, he's going to be challenging Paddy Pimblett in Liverpool for their Echo show. Huge main event. A lot of people saying, I know the Julian Erosa fight was tough, but not many people expected it to be tough. With this fight against Nad, people are expecting a difficult task for the baddie. What are your thoughts on that?
Like, Paddy's good and he can always pull out of the back. I fought Nad and he's tough. He's so hard to beat. I've finished everyone but Nad. and I've finished most of them quite comfortably. That is hard to put away. But Paddy is he's young, he's brash, he has a lot of confidence. He could always pull it out the bag. I do see it going. I see it going all 5 rounds. If Paddy underperforms, like he'd probably admit himself he did against DeRosa, he's going to have a bad night. If Paddy brings his A game, he can win. But if Nat brings it, it's a really interesting fight. I think Paddy's one of the guys, he's 22. He's going to be one of those guys that every fight, it's a giant leap in his skill set. It'll be good to see what he's like, because I know he was very critical of himself with the Rosa fight. It'll be good to see what he's like now, and if he steps his game up. And if he hasn't, Nat is a tough test. You know, like, if he's really stepped his game up, he could beat Nat. Do I think he's finish him? Well, I couldn't.
Well, a man who's been in there surely knows as well. Look, for you, I know the future's kind of up in the air at the minute, but, you know, looking around, and you're doing some great things with Adam, you're doing some amazing things with SBG South Shields. Is it like that really cool feeling? It's like we were speaking earlier, and it was just kind of cool to see you so happy, you know, about how well SBG Shields are doing and how well everything is going outside of the cage.
Without a doubt. Like I said earlier, I've been fighting and training hard, and I've built one of the best gyms in the UK. I'm one of the best coaches in the UK. And I'm still young. I'm still 29 years old. It's not like I packed in and then decided to stop coaching. This is my plan B. It was always there for us to coach. I'm just really good at it. I do honestly believe I'll be a better coach than I was a fighter.
And that's a statement, I'm telling you that.
I do believe that if I was 21 and I walked in my gym, I would be the best fighter in the world. Do you know, like, if I had the attention I give to my athletes, the sky's the limit. You know, but that wasn't my journey. My journey's made me the coach I am that can provide for Adam and the other athletes we have. We've got some very young, talented guys. Not talented, I think it's a bit bad. Highly skilled guys who work hard, who have good families supporting them, and they have huge potential, and it's my job to help them fulfill it and surpass it. And I get to play martial arts every day for a living. Do you know, like, how many people get to do what they love? Most people, I'm done fighting now or whatever. What do I do? I'll teach, and they're not good at teaching. I didn't have many training partners or coaches, so I started teaching maybe 6 months after I started training. Like, it was like, oh, I'll show you this, and instantly I was coaching from day one, because once taught, twice learned. So that's where I was building training partners, and instead I just built a team of killers.
Well, you've certainly got the credentials, and I think you're building some elite guys over at SBG South Shields. Adam Proctor, one included, if not the man leading the line for you. As always, Alex, it is so fantastic talking to you, and really do appreciate your insight into everything.
No, thank you very much. I enjoyed the chance to talk to anybody and give my opinion. I'm really excited for the Cage Warriors show.
Yeah.
So, I think I might even have to buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket, you should be in there for free, man.
I think so too.
Someone should give this guy an analyst job, because I think his analyst is absolutely fantastic.
I might start my own YouTube channel.
You should do it. I really think so, honestly. I think you have a lot to offer in that department.
It's until I insult somebody and then the calls.
That's just the MMA game now. Alex, thank you so much for your time. Cheers.